Welcome to In Progress Podcast with our hosts, Cece, and special guest, Miss Goodnough.
All right, today, guys, we have a special episode today. We're basically introducing you to the Culinary Creations cafe today. So, Miss Goodnough, how you feel today?
Really good. We're excited about next week.
And what we're going to be doing next week?
Next week, the Culinary Creations, which is a brainchild of my now senior class from last year. They decided they wanted to open their own grab-and-go style cafe. And they came up with the name. The only thing I do is order food.
Yeah.
They come up with a menu. They price everything out. They do everything. It is their business.
And how did you come up with this business? Like, what was your train about having this business?
Well, the whole thing is culinary. You have to be able to practice your craft. So you're practicing your craft right now, right?
Yeah.
And if we don't have real customers, it's hard for us to practice our craft. Yes, we can fix the flavors and the techniques and things like that. But real world expectations are you're cooking on a line and there's 25 orders in front of you and you've got to produce them. So having some sort of simulation where that would work isn't possible to have a restaurant type facility because of our hours, with the juniors only being here in the morning and y'all coming in the afternoon. There's that gap. So I would be running the restaurant and I know how to do that.
Right.
So I need the kids to be able to do that. And so this was their idea of being able to sell their product and still get the simulation of having a restaurant.
Would you like to shout out the name of it?
It is called the Culinary Creations, which this year's seniors, came up with last year.
And this cafe is actually here at Choffin Career Technical Center. So if any juniors or seniors would like to purchase from them, they're down in the culinary, in the cafe part.
In the commons area.
In the commons area, yes. What kind of food do you sell?
We sell everything. This year we're going to try run specials monthly. And so this month's specials are buffalo chicken dip, a McMuffin, which really we're calling it a McChoffin, which is basically an egg McMuffin, but we're just using it McChoffin. And it has bacon or sausage on it and egg and cheese. And chicken noodle soup because it's getting cold out and we're going to try and sell some soup this year. And we also have like our stuff we had from last year. So if you were a senior this year, you know what we had last year, the buffalo wraps, the salads, everything we sell meets the health and wellness policy of the district.
Absolutely.
So it's better for you than, junk food.
Right. My favorite item I actually got was the chicken salad last year. It was so good. So what would be your pricing of these items?
They range. Beverages are usually like $1, and then I think our most expensive item's $4, and I think that's I want to say it's a salad.
Yeah, it's a chicken and buffalo chicken salad.
Yeah, I think they're $4. We have to keep it comparable. We have to make sure, part of the learning process was that you learned how to figure out the unit cost and figure out to make sure you're making a profit, but not screwing yourself in the end, that you're not making any money to pay for your goods. Because if something costs you like we figured out the buffalo chicken dip price this year, and it was $1.35. It cost us $1.35 to make every single serving. And we're like, oh. And we were going to sell that for like $1. So we knew by doing all of that costing and that math that we would have lost money.
Yeah. What would you say would be the most important about this class? Health-wise?
Health-wise?
Yeah.
I think that they're learning different ways to prepare food that isn't the traditional chicken fingers and French fries.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make French fries, but we don't have a fry-later and we don't cook in grease. So we air fry. We have a fantastic piece of equipment called a rationale, or it's a combi oven. We call it our baby. And the baby was a very expensive oven, extremely expensive oven. But it air fries, it convection cooks, it steams, it pan fries, it grills, it can smoke, it can proof, it can do all kinds of things in one oven.
All right. So it's basically the healthier way.
It is a healthier way.
what would be one of your favorite things to make?
Personally,
Hmm.
I actually like to just go into the cupboard and look and see what I have
Hmm.
and then try and figure out something to make for dinner. I That's kinda what I do almost every day at home. Like, right now, I'm like, "Okay, I have chicken in the refrigerator that I need to use, so I'm gonna make something with chicken for dinner," and then like, "Oh, wonder what kind of vegetables I have." And so
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking like, "Oh, what can I put with that? Oh, what does that taste like?" I have a greenhouse at home, and in my greenhouse, I have rosemary growing, and it was right next to the strawberries, and the
Yeah.
s 2 smells to me were like, "Oh, that could be interesting." So I'm trying to figure out a way to put rosemary and strawberries together right now.
That sounds good, actually. Chocolate covered strawberries. What would your day-to-day basis of a culinary teacher be like your schedule?
My schedule,
Mhm.
at here, we get here at 7 o'clock. So, the juniors come at 7:30, and we usually, I don't know what y'all do in your classes, but in ours, we usually have, like, a little bit of a lesson, a lecture, and then we go in and to our lab and cook. Our students get to eat every single thing that they make, for the exception of if we have a catered event or
Yeah.
like when we're doing stuff for the Culinary Creations, they don't get to eat that necessarily that
Yeah.
day. They can taste it because as a chef, you need to know
Right.
how your food tastes because I don't eat seafood, but I know what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah. Um, what like have you guys ever had a catering event yet?
This year, no, but we just did book one for December 20th in the afternoon, looking at my students, sorry, that are
You're
in here,
okay.
that we booked one for December the 20th in the afternoon to do a, luncheon for a, department here in the district.
Nice. What would it be like? So what would a day like to cater
If
to?
catering's different, catering is, um I tend to lose my mind when we cater because I want everything like, I see it in my head,
Mhm.
and sometimes I have a real hard time getting my vision in my head
Right.
out. So for like a week before, I have all these lists going and like, oh no, it has to look like this, it has to look like this, and I try to explain what I want, but 9 times out of 10, I don't get it out of my mouth the way I envision it in my head.
Right.
Um, so the catering event, you would come in and I think it's like this one's at noon. So
Mhm.
they start cooking from the time they walk in until they have to produce the food and bring it upstairs. This one's gonna go to the 4th floor, so bring it up to the 4th floor. So
Nice.
everything, like, we make every single thing from scratch. There's no, like, box cookie mix, box
Right.
brownies,
So everything's original, natural.
homemade, yeah.
So the day when you guys get right, so it'll be both juniors and your seniors cooking, or it'll be just seniors?
It depends on the time of day. Um, the seniors may, if it's in the afternoon or in the morning, the seniors may have done some prep the day before. So Culinary Creations opens Tuesday, and so on Monday, both juniors and senior classes will be doing some sort of prep for it, whether
Right.
it's cooking the chicken, whether it's making the buffalo sauce, whether it's cutting the fruit, whether it's making salads, making sure everything's washed and things like that, and having it all ready so that on Tuesday, all we're going to really have to do is put it together
Right.
and take it over to the shop.
So what would be your times when you're open?
We're open every Tuesday and Thursday, currently at 9 o'clock in the morning to 9:55.
Okay.
So that's conveniently located because it's when the Choffin Express, the juniors aren't permitted to go
Yeah.
in there. So we did that, and then when you all come or the seniors come, it's 12:30 to 1:30.
So if you guys will like all natural food, you know exactly who to go to.
Mhm.
All right. This is our talk for today. We'll see you with another topic.
Welcome back with our new guest, Isaac.
Hello, guys. We are back. We're going to get an inside scoop of a student from our Culinary Creations class. What is your name today?
Isaac.
How do you feel about being in a culinary class?
personally, I like it. I enjoy it. The people in the class. Um, I enjoy not being in school, to be honest.
I think we all say that.
Yeah.
What will be your favorite thing to make?
Um, I like making healthier food because I like to eat healthy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I try to take foods that taste good and make them healthier.
So what will be your favorite thing to make?
Um, Probably pasta or um, not really nothing too much, but smoothies.
So what would be your day-to-day basis of being a culinary student? What do you do mainly in that class?
A lot of times we get there, we learn a lot of things about um, how to properly handle food, cleanness of the kitchen, um, how to handle equipment, and then you do the cooking part, and then
Um, what will be the most important thing you've been taught this year?
um, probably food safety and how to properly handle things like raw meat and chicken and stuff like that.
Nice. As you know, their teachers actually made us good enough from that class that you guys just seen before. This is the inside scoop of a student's perspective of the culinary class. We'll see you guys in the next one.